The architecture of the heavens is never built on silence. It is constructed from the deafening, immutable collision of absolute power, ancient, blood-etched memories, and the suffocating, relentless intensity of immortal obsession. Nalini Singh, the incomparable architect of the Guild Hunter saga, delivers a breathtaking, soul-wrenching, and sky-shattering masterpiece with Archangel's Eternity, the 18th movement of this sprawling, myth-drenched odyssey. This isn't a story of casual divine interaction or predictable heroic arc. It is a visceral, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining order in a world where archangels act as tectonic plates grinding against one another. The perilous collision between a hunter's human fragility and the cold, terrifying majesty of an ancient celestial entity's heart, and the terrifying truth that when you love a creature of light, you don't just share their sky, you inherit the weight of their eternity. Singh hooks her audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A guild hunter, bound by duty and shadowed by the proximity of pure, unadulterated divinity, finds herself thrust into a shifting, celestial wilderness where time, memory, and loyalty are being systematically unraveled by a malevolent cosmic force that views the very existence of archangels as an inefficiency to be erased. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical descent into the eternity, a state of heightened, soul-splitting perception that acts as a graveyard for past mortal joys and a gateway for entities that thrive on the cooling heat of celestial vitality. As they navigate the claustrophobic, glittering, and deathly silent terrain of the Archangel's ancient, locked sanctuaries, they realize that the chilling decay is not merely a sign of age, but a highly coordinated, reality-warping harvest orchestrated by a celestial entity that views their passionate, tangled connection as a rare, refined energy to be crystallized. The investigation into the sudden artificial intensity of the celestial void quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical and emotional chess match as they discover that the forces behind the eternity are already embedding themselves within their own fractured ranks. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of maintaining a coherent, trusting bond, the constant, suffocating threat of temporal erasure, and the mounting, undeniable tension between their own clashing natures, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on profound, elemental vulnerability, radical, improvised devotion, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to be overwritten by the crystalline, infinite void. Singh's writing style is unapologetically atmospheric, exceptionally fast-paced, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of angelic court technicality, cinematic dread, and high-stakes elemental romance. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of their survival, tending to the fading, immortal spark, navigating the shifting, glass-like maze of the Archangel's domain, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the Eternity's reality-bending vistas. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the frozen heavenly landscape, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with reality-warping entities into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp emotional focus, making every discovered clue, every executed maneuver, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human heart. What makes Archangel's Eternity an exceptional entry in the paranormal romance canon is Singh's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven hunter whose emotional resilience becomes a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic weakness. Watch as she transforms her experience with the unnatural into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic field to outmaneuver an entity that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the eternity threat is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the cold, cosmic machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive emotional realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the readers thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of love, myth, and divine power, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.